I can get the darn pen. Gosh. Hello, hello everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Darn, I left my pen. Right here. Good, good, good. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Whew. I've had a long day. I'm going to give a few people time to come in and we're going to talk. I have gotten so many messages. Hello, Chris. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. Thank you. My hair has been a hot mess for 3 weeks. Hey, Dries. I'm going to try to make this live short. The good thing about Instagram is they won't allow me to go too far. I have Facebook on one device and Instagram on another. So I've only got an hour because I'm not going to come back on once Instagram shuts me down. But I wanted to come on and just show my face, especially to my clients, because for all of you who do not know, the salon has been closed because I contracted COVID and I had to quarantine. so much has happened to me personally and business-wise since March. But I am still here, thank God, and I am still handling business like always. Good evening, Michelle. How you doing? Take a seat. Take a seat and sit a spell. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. Like I said, yes, I had the coronavirus. I have quarantined and I'm feeling so much better, but I still get kind of tired, and the body aches are slowly going away. Thank God. Thank God. But I wanted to come and talk to you all about a few things, especially those who really don't know me and have never been my client. I just wanted to share a few things with you. For all of you who have questions, please hold them to the end because I'm going to answer all questions toward the end. I just want to make a few statements just to put some stuff out there. So like I said, I've been under the weather, so I've been out of the salon. So the salon closed mid-March because of the pandemic. And then we experienced some damage because of the rioting that resulted from the protests because of the shooting of George and so many other people. So we suffered damage from the riots, and shortly after that, I got sick. So I haven't worked much since March, maybe a few weeks. And if you've been following me a while, you are aware that I have a lot of clients. I got a lot of clients. So I have some clients who I haven't seen since March, or maybe even May, and it's August. So I know that I have a lot of clients or potential clients who want to get in the chair, but right now I'm backed up because I have so many clients who I need to see who I haven't seen. So as far, and that's the status on what's currently going on in the salon. As far as the wait list is concerned, because I have so many clients who I haven't seen in months, who are typically clients who come every 4 weeks, those clients are waiting for the calendar to open back up, for everything to kind of go back to normal, because we know that things won't just go back to normal. But they're waiting on things to simmer down and get to a constant flow. And that hasn't happened yet because I just got done with my quarantine with the coronavirus. And like I said, although I'm negative now, I still have some of the symptoms, because they tell you that even though you become negative, some things don't go away and some things take time going away. So I'm working on that. So the wait list, it's going to take a bit of a time for me to get to the wait list. I have not started on the wait list yet because I have current clients who have first dibs. So just be patient. There will be a time when I do accept new clients. It just won't be right now. So if you could, please be patient, and I promise you that there will be a time. I'm praying that things will get better soon, and then I can go ahead and start working my new clients in. But right now, to be honest with you, because the policies and procedures have changed for stylists and anyone in the beauty field, we can only have one client in at a time. That has put a real damper on how many clients I can see in a week or in a month. So if I typically saw 25, 30, 35 clients a week, it's now dwindled down to maybe 15. So I have all these extra clients who I haven't seen because I can't see them. So just hold on. Another thing is my social media pages. Social media is a beautiful thing. It has helped me become who I am in the social media world. But I need people to realize that my clients are real people. They're real people with feelings and emotions just like you and I. So I know that we all have our own opinions and we can say what we want to say and do what we want to do. But I need people to be cognizant of my clients being human beings like you. So when you get ready to say something negative or just out of the way, just unnecessary, think about you and how you would feel if someone would say it to you or your daughter or your mother or your sister or whomever you love. Because I don't talk much on social media because, I can flip out on y'all. I really could flip out on y'all because I love my clients. My clients know I love them, and I'm going to speak up for them each and every time because I have that relationship with all of my clients. In case you haven't heard me say it before, I don't have favorites. I love all of my clients the same. And like I said, I don't talk much, but if you come for my client or say anything derogatory or negative toward my client, you can expect for me to come because you sent for me. So please be cognizant of people when you speak or when you type on social media, because if I see something that I don't like, and I see something I don't like all of the time, I just keep scrolling because my opinion really doesn't matter. And I try to relay that with other stylists that come on my page and try to share their views of how they do things. That's fine. Share it with your people over there at your house. This is my house. I don't feed my people what you feed your people. So just please be respectful of my clients. That's all. I don't care what you say about my work, because it doesn't matter. But when you start saying negative things about my clients, I have a problem. That's that. Now with the pre-orders of the oils. I do pre-orders because I make my oils myself. I don't purchase them already made. I have to get the products in and mix my oils as I go. So because I have to do that, and thankfully, because so many of you love my oils, I have to spend a lot of time on getting those oils mixed and prepped and have my bottles done for them to be ready for you. So this is why I have the pre-orders. Now there will come a time real soon that I'm going to have a manufacturer do this for me. But as of right now, it's just myself and my daughters who helped me to get these oils done. So this time around, I had my last shipment went out in June. I have a new set of pre-ordering that will start on Saturday at midnight. That's midnight Friday night, if you're confused about that. So Friday night, which is Saturday morning at midnight, the website will be open for you to pre-order your oils. Thank you. Yeah, I can't believe y'all like my hair. I've had it plaited up for a few days. I've even been out with the plaited up. Can you believe that? That just show you how I wasn't feeling well. I have been out in public with those plaits, and then I decided to take them down today for this live and for me to go to the grocery store. So the pre-order will start on Saturday at midnight, and then I'll start shipping on the 29th. So when you order, just know that you won't start getting your oils in until the 29th. Okay, that's that about pre-orders. My lock method. The lock method should have been out this summer. As a matter of fact, I was hoping that it would be out last month, but because of COVID and a lot of the factories shutting down, the demand for the supplies were just crazy. I guess everybody would start selling products once the pandemic came. So I couldn't get a lot of my products even for my lock method that's being manufactured. So that has been pushed to the fall. So I will have the complete lock method available hopefully October. I'm praying October. They told me October. They told me the end of September. But because I don't want to get mad if it's not the end of September, I'm going to say October. So by that time, I won't have to do any more pre-orders with the oils because they'll already be ready with the cream and the leave-in. Okay, what else? What else I was going to talk about? Someone inboxed me, emailed me and said, wanted to know why it's so hard for them to find my products to purchase. And I have the link in my bio on Instagram, but I don't have a special place for the link on Facebook, I don't think. If I do, I need to look that up. But I don't believe in pushing products because I feel like I can start, it annoys me when people just continue to get on my nerve about their products. So I will put it out there for you all, and then I just let it go. Because I'm one that believes that God is going to bless me and my business regardless if I peddle or beg people to be my client or to service to be my customer in my store. So I'm going to try to do better with posting about my products more, but I don't believe in being that person that's constantly throwing my products down your throat. I don't want you to keep looking at your Facebook or your Instagram and I'm begging you for $15 or for $16. I'm just not that person. But I'm going to do better with being kind of repetitious about posting what's out there. And what else I wanted to talk about? The products that I have for sale now, the webinars and the ebooks. If you don't know anything about purchasing digital products, with Samcart, and that's who I go through, Samcart, you could either have something accessible for eternity, or you can have it accessible for up to 5 days. I chose 5 days because I don't want to just have my product accessible to whoever wants to go on there and just keep getting it for years to come. If you paid $16 in 2018 for a book and you lost it, you should have to pay for it again. Even the store gives you 90 days and you can't bring it back, or 60 days or 30 days. So you have 5 days to download your book and you can keep it forever. So I have so many books, digital books that I've purchased from as far back as 2015 that I still have today, because I downloaded them to my device, whether it be my phone, my tablet, my laptop, and I keep them. I keep them in files where I know where to go back and look for them. So I get kind of confused when someone emails me and say they purchased something in December and they don't know where it is. It's kind of like me going to Walmart and saying, hey, I bought an iron from y'all and I don't know where it is. Can you give me another one? So please be cognizant of the 5-day rule. You can download it wherever you want to download it. If you have a laptop, you can download it to your laptop. If you have a tablet, you can download it to your tablet. If you have a phone or 2 or 3, you can download it to your phone. But you have to do that within 5 days. After 5 days, the link is no longer accessible. Now with the webinars, the webinar replays, some are accessible for up to 6 months. Some are accessible for a year. But I think that was only if you purchased the live class for the year. Either way it goes. Hey, Corey. Oh, Corey worked with me in the Birmingham salon, and I miss you, Corey. We got to get together. I hope you're not sick, but we got to get together when we both clean. But with the webinar replays, you have 6 months. If you didn't catch the live and you're just purchasing the replay, you have 6 months to watch the replay. And you can't go to the link that you purchased because that's Samcart. My webinars are done on Webinar Jam. So once you purchase your webinar replay, you're going to get the receipt from me, but it's also going to give you a registration email from Webinar. So that's what you would go back to see your replays over and over and over again for 6 months. You can't go to the purchase page, only to the webinar registration page. Okay, so I'm done with that. I don't even have a watch on to see how long I got. But now I am opening up the floor for questions. Doris, you said, will you please save this video because Caesar is making me miss some parts. Oh, yes, it will be available for replay. I'm going to put this on there for a replay. Hello to everyone who has come in while I've been speaking. Hello, y'all. I'm not on Instagram. Need your link on Facebook too. Yes, I'm going to do that. It's on a few of my posts. I'm going to go back to Facebook to see if there's a place where I can, I have a place where I can pin the information. So I may just pin it to the top and just leave it there. But yeah. So does anyone have any questions? Your hair is always fabulous no matter what, and lipstick popping. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. Thank y'all. Yesterday was my 2-year anniversary from my big chop. Jermaine, you're going to have to go back and look at this from the beginning. I talked about the wait list at the beginning of the video. I'm going to post it for replays. So if you didn't catch the beginning, you can go back to look at the video after this ends, because I only have an hour and I want to get some questions before we get off of here. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. Hey, Terry. Could you tell me what the lock method is again? I sure can. Sherry's always grinding. I hear you, girl. The lock method is your leave-in conditioner, your oil, and your cream moisturizer. That's the lock method. I miss you too, Terry. You don't have to use it in that order. You can do LOC, CLO, OLC, however you want to layer it, you can layer it. You just need to have those 3 products. Oh, that's fine, Jermaine. This is your husband and wife, Jermaine Melissa. Okay, I got you. I went on your website to purchase your ebook, but it doesn't offer the bundle you once spoke about. That's because I no longer have the bundle. I had the bundle before I made everything $16.97. So now everything is $16.97. No matter what it is. If it's a webinar, it's $16.97 with 6 months replay. And if it's an ebook, it's $16.97 and you keep them for eternity. Let's see, Instagram, y'all mighty quiet. Let me see if y'all asking me anything. Oh, I'm glad you asked that. Is that Mrs. Estefania? It's 12 a.m. Eastern time. Yes, Eastern. Thank you. I love your oils. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chastity. Thank you. The oils will be on pre-order, available for pre-order on Saturday midnight Eastern time. My brown rocks. Are you still just opening up the calendar to VIPs and elites? As of right now, yes. It's reconnect. Okay, do I still have y'all Facebook? It was acting like it was cutting y'all off. Thank you, Victoria. Good question, Shara. I hope that's Shara. Which ebook do you prefer for a new natural? The very first one, the Back to the Basics, learning how to maintain your hair, your natural hair, or something like that. I can't even remember the title, but it's called Back to the Basics. It's the very first ebook. In that ebook, I talk about a lot of the issues that we often face as naturals. And when you're a new natural, I feel like that information really needs to be known because you're clueless. If you're a new natural, you more than likely came from a relaxer or pressing curls. So you're learning your natural hair for the very first time. So in that book, I talk about transitioning from either heat damage or relaxers. I talk about what you need to do if you do have heat damage, how you need to wear your hair and style your hair if you're transitioning. I talk about why water is not as important as you think it is for your hair. There's so much in that book that's great information for new naturals, and even for naturals who were getting their hair flat iron and now they want to get back over to just the kinky hair. It's freezing up. Instagram, y'all okay over here? If you're okay, Instagram, give me a thumbs up. Glue damage? So we're good. Thank you. Glue damage? You mean from wearing extensions with glue? I don't talk about that. I didn't even know people still use glue. Well, I guess with your what you call those? Quick weaves. But no, because a lot of times when you get hair loss from glue, it takes your hair from the follicle. And if that is so, you may want to see a dermatologist instead of a hairstylist, because that's something that's underneath, that's under your scalp. So you would need to see if there's any damage beneath your scalp and if there's any inflammation or anything. So whenever there's something with the scalp, I always send you to a dermatologist because I'm just a hairstylist. I don't, once you start with beneath the surface, that's above me. I had lace front and it damaged my hair. Yeah. You may want to go to a dermatologist. As a matter of fact, you do want to go to a dermatologist because you need to know if that has created any kind of inflammation or alopecia or alopecia. If everything is well, they can give you a topical cream or a prescription to get that to start back to, get your hair back to work growing if there's no issues. But I think you need to see a dermatologist. Since I can't get your hands on my hair, when will your moisturizer and leave-in conditioner be available? I'm stocking up on you. Stephanie, it's going to be in October. Okay, so what did she say, Amanda? Y'all just over here y'all looking at my hair. It's so, and look, now I got to go and really do something to it tonight. So what I'm going to do to my hair, I'm going to spray it with my leave-in, apply my oil and my cream moisturizer, and plait it right back up. And because I'm not doing another live for a while, it's going to stay plaited up until the next live. I have changed my whole routine from watching your previous live videos. I love, love, love to watch your previous lives. You're so informative and have so much knowledge. I can't wait to see your chat. Thank you so much. I try to keep y'all informed the best that I can because it was a task for me learning my own hair, and I'm a hairstylist. So I knew that if it was, hard for me to get a hold of my hair and what it needed, that it's even more difficult for you all who don't know anything about hair. So I decided to come on and start sharing a little information with y'all. Thank you, Quiet Storm. Corey, I haven't seen you in so long. I don't know how long your hair is. Oh. I have some damage. She's working on it. I've had some growth, but of course not as fast as I would like it. The thing about damage caused by glue, a lot of times, even though that hair will grow back, it never grows back the same. If there was some, strenuous damage. If it was some really bad damage, the hair grows back kind of like baby hair. It doesn't come back thick like it did before you got the damage. How often are you supposed to do the lock method? It depends on your hair. Your hair will tell you when it wants it. If your hair feels hard and crunchy or stiff and dry, then it needs moisture. Thank you, Renee. You still don't know what, Victoria? How soon will you be accepting new clients? I don't know. I talked about that in the beginning of the live. I really don't know. Because of the pandemic, everything is kind of haywire. So I really don't know right now. But I'm going to, because I look forward to helping people. So there will come a time when I will start accepting new clients because I know that there's so many of us who need help. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, Tessa, LaTessa. Where you see Tessa at? Oh, she must have came in and I didn't see her. I have a hard time getting my hair moisturized. What were you doing in the past? What have you done any type of flat ironing or blow drying in the last 3 to 6 months? Hello. When will you begin in more oils? My pre-orders will be, the site will be available for pre-orders on Saturday at 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. Victoria, you have the most beautiful hair. You know your hair is so easy. You skipped mine. I'm sorry. Did I miss how to increase length and thickness. What do you mean how to increase it? Our natural hair needs moisture, so you need to keep your hair moisturized. You need to stay away from flat irons and blow dryers, and don't mess with it all the time. Put it in a style and leave it there for 2 to 4 weeks, 2 to 6 weeks. Just how the longer you can keep a style, keep it, and keep your hair moisturized. That's how you're going to increase your length and thickness. Well, I take that back about thickness. If your hair has never been thick, it's never going to be thick. If you've had fine hair all of your life, you're going to leave this world with fine hair. But if you had thick hair once upon a time and a certain style thinned it out, or you suffer breakage or shedding, then there is a possibility that you can gain that thickness back. But if you've had fine hair all of your life, then that's just what you got. Since it's only you, will you or have you considered training someone to work with you? Quiet Storm, that was in the plans for 2020. I had so many plans and dreams for 2020, but the pandemic had other plans. Yes, I want to do that. At some point, I want to have a salon full of mini-me's. I want it to be where you can't tell if I'm doing your hair or if the girl down from me is doing your hair. That's my goal. That's high on the bucket list. I want to have a salon full of me's where you can't tell us from one from another. Let's see. Y'all busy Facebook. Y'all normally quiet. Instagram quiet and y'all talking. It looks lighter because it's dry. When it has a lot of product on it, it gets darker. How often are protein treatments needed? It depends. If you have a lot of damage, I suggest you get a protein treatment every 3 weeks. If you have mediocre damage, maybe every other month or so. If you don't have any damage, I feel like everyone needs at least one protein treatment a year. But it depends on how bad your damage is. Hey, Cody! Girl, I need to get back in your chair because I don't trust anyone in Birmingham to give me a fly cut like you did. I miss you. I miss you too, girl. Hey, Mimi. I have heard from curly hair salons that I should not use heavy creams and oils because it creates buildup. Sweet Organic Lady 37. It's kind of difficult for our kinky hair. Now, if you don't have kinky hair, that may be true. But if you have kinky hair, it's almost difficult for you to create buildup unless you're using a lot of gels or jellies. Gels and jellies will give you buildup quickly. But if you're just using the lock method, you're not going to create buildup because if you're a kinky girl, type 4, your hair is sucking everything up. So it's hard to get buildup with just the lock method. Gels, yeah. Do you think hair vitamins work? I think they do, but I think the lock method works as well. Let's see. Should you use protein deep conditioners often? The thing about protein deep conditioners, if you suffer with dryness, then you don't want to use products that have protein in it all the time because protein dries your hair out. So you can have too much protein just like you can have not enough. So it depends on how well your hair holds moisture. If your hair doesn't hold moisture well, I don't recommend using a deep conditioner with protein in it. Okay, let's see. I always recommend a spray leave-in. Always. Unless you're a wash and go person. If you're a wash and go person, you can use the cream, but if you're someone that's going to keep your hair twisted, I just prefer the spray leave-in with your lock method. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, I feel much better. I feel much better. Will you consider ladies who have less than 6 inches so they can get 6 inches? Now, Ladybug Shorty, we've been talking about this so long. You should have 6 inches by now, girl. And like I told you before in a previous live, I don't mind doing people with short hair. But the thing is, most of them have seen my work and they want what they see. And it gets annoying when I know you don't have enough hair. You know you don't have enough hair. You know I don't add extensions, but you're constantly whining and crying about a style that you cannot have. So I prefer to teach you how to create your own regimen so that you can grow your hair to a point where you can come and get whatever you want to get. Because the thing is that you can't grow your hair to 8 or 10 inches overnight. It's a process. So when you come in with short hair and your goal is to have one of my updos, you can't expect to have an updo in 3 months. There is a process to get your hair to grow like it needs to grow in a healthy way. I don't blow dry to stretch the hair. It's whatever it is when we come from the shampoo bowl. So I try to share with you what you need to do to keep your hair moisturized, when you need a protein treatment and so forth, so that you can get to that point where you can come in and get the style that you want. But yeah, you can come and get you some comb coils or something like that. But if you're hoping for an updo, then I need you to have the patience and know that it may take 8 months, it may take 10 months, it may take a year before your hair get to where it needs to get. So that's the only reason why I asked for you to wait a little while, because I know that most ladies are anxious and they want what they want. We want what we want. So, but you can only get it if you have a certain length of hair. That's correct, Melissa. No flat irons, no blow dryers. If this is my first time ordering, how do I get some of your products? You're going to go to kinkycurlybeauty.org, or you can click on the link in the post that I just posted this evening about the pre-orders. The pre-orders, you can go to the site on Saturday and pre-order your oils, and they will be available at the end of the month. Are twists the best way to keep a protective style for long? No, there's so many other protective styles. The only protective styles that I recommend are twist or flat twist. I even recommend wigs, because when you wear wigs, you can have your hair braided down and you can continue to put moisture in those braids as you're wearing your wig. I grew my hair out wearing wigs, and crochet braids. Those are the only styles outside of wearing your own hair in a style that I recommend. Crochet braids, because you can open that crochet hair and moisturize your hair, and with a wig you can take it off and moisturize your braids under your wig. Just seems like my hair won't grow. Thanks for the info. What were you doing with your hair in the past, Courtney? Let's claim that for 2021. Okay, Keisha, please claim it. What do you think of putting food items like eggs and avocado in your hair? Maple 57. If you like eggs and avocados, eat them. I feel like it's a waste of food when there's so many people going hungry in this world. For you to put that on your hair. All your hair needs is moisture and oil. Your oil works like an umbrella, a protector. So what it's doing is it's protecting your cream moisturizer in your strand. It's keeping that moisturizer in your strand for a longer period of time. And if you're using good oils, then those oils are also helping your hair to strengthen your hair and to get your hair healthy and grow. So eggs, and the thing about eggs doesn't even have enough protein, the amount of protein that your hair needs. So they really don't make any sense. Now, when I was a young girl, my mom used to mix the eggs and eggs and whatever on my hair for protein. But after going to cosmetology school and then later learning about natural hair, eggs do not have the protein that our hair needs when we need protein. When you need protein, you need a real protein treatment. What kind of spray leave-in? Any particular brand. Any brand, whatever brand you like. And if you can't find a spray leave-in, you can create your own. If you have a cream leave-in, you can get that leave-in, add some oil to it, put it in the spray bottle, add some oil to it, and then dilute it with just enough water that will allow it to come out of your bottle. You don't need to have majority water in your spray bottle. Water can be the death of your natural hair, especially if you're a kinky natural. Our hair is dry enough. Water will make it drier if you're not following up with really good hardy products. I want to put braids back in. What kind of moisture do I use? It's kind of difficult to moisturize your natural hair with braids, because what happens is once you moisturize box braids or cornrow and you're natural, you're going to wake that natural hair up, and it's going to start frizzing and getting kinky in your braid. And that's not something you want to do, because now your braids are going to be all frizzy with all your kinky hair coming out of the braid. So it's kind of difficult to moisturize box braids. That's why I didn't mention those. Remember, I just said wigs and and cornrow. But now, if you're wearing cornrow braids for your wig, you can just spray your lock method on your braids, if that's what you were asking. Yes, it's going to be saved. It's going to be available for replay. Would you consider outsourcing your oil production? Of course, I'm going to, but I'm waiting until my leave-in and my cream moisturizer will be available. But yes, that's going to happen. When you start back taking new clients, would you consider taking ladies who have less than 6 inches of hair? I'm so trying to get... Yes, I will. The good thing about my consultation process is I go into great detail about your hair goals and what needs to be done to get you to that goal. So if you come in for a consultation or have a virtual consultation, because I'm thinking about bringing those back, we will discuss your hair currently. We will talk about your hair in the past, what you've done, because a lot of times you all have issues holding on to moisture because of something you've done in the past. And it may have been a year ago, but you still have that same hair on your head. And you may have forgotten that you did a certain thing until we start talking about it. And then that way I can share with you, okay, although that was 9 months ago or that was 10 months ago, this is the reason your hair is not holding on to moisture. And then we'll discuss what you need to do to get rid of what you did back then to now work on the moisture that you need in your hair today. So if you were to become my client and you have less than 6 inches of hair, I will share with you what my recommendations are for you to get the growth and the moisture. But then I also share with you your options, and also that they are limited when you have short hair, because I rarely style short hair. Can your oils be used as a spray leave-in? My oils can be used in your spray leave-in, but not as a leave-in. Oil is not a moisturizer, so, or a conditioner as far as your leave-in is concerned. So you'll need to put in your conditioner, your oil, and a little water to make your spray leave-in. Okay. I didn't know you were sick, chick. I know I didn't broadcast it because I didn't want everybody to just, I believe in just keeping my situations quiet. That's just who I am. But I shared it with my clients because they needed to know, because I'm typically at work, but I couldn't work. I'm from Tennessee and would gladly drive to you. I love watching your videos. I've been natural for 6 years and I feel like my hair should be more manageable by now. What are your thoughts about using rice water? I feel like rice water is something that you put in the sink in your drain once you've done with your rice. It's not necessary. what a lot of people don't realize is natural hair is so simple. It's work, but to keep it manageable and healthy, it's really simple. It just takes consistency. All you need is the lock method. That's all you need. From time to time, a little protein treatment. If you have damage, then like I said, you do a little bit more protein. It's just, you got to know what your hair needs when it needs it. But 95% of the time, it needs your leave-in, your oil, and your moisture. That's all I do for my clients. When you see the before and afters with my clients, all I've done was style their hair with the lock method month to month. And sometimes they don't even come month to month. Some of them come every other month because of their work schedules. So, but they still get the same healthy hair, the same moisture, the same growth because of the consistency. They're consistent. So all your hair needs is consistency with the lock method. Keep your ends moisturized because they are the oldest. If your hair is touching your collar, you need to be cognizant of that and keep those ends moisturized. If you can tuck them, tuck them. If you can not have your hands in it every day, that's great. But all these rice waters, avocado, clays, steamers, y'all can leave that stuff alone. That is just adding to your torment that makes you not want to be natural, because some people feel like you got to do all that because they see so many people do it on social media, and you don't have to do that. All you need is a schedule, a regimen, and consistency. If I have a consultation with you and I tell you that your hair is really dry, you need to moisturize it every day. Then moisturize your hair every day until you don't have to. Because there will come a time when your hair will start holding on to the moisture and you won't have to moisturize it every day. But if your hair hasn't been getting the moisture that it needs, you're going to have to give it what it needs until it holds on to it and said, okay, I'm going to hold on to this today so you don't have to do it. And when you feel your hair, you be like, oh, okay, it's soft. I don't need the moisturizer. It feels like I got some moisture, so I can take a break today. But you got to get to that point. And with kinky curly hair or just kinky hair, you cannot moisturize your hair once a week unless it's in twist. If your hair is loose like mine, you're going to have to moisturize this stuff. If not every day, every other day. So you just got to have consistency. Leave the clays, those steamers. That time you sitting up under that steamer, you can be put lock method in your hair and style your hair and be gone. All of that stuff is unnecessary. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm just saying that it's not necessary. So, like I said in my last live, I can put a stool by my bed and step on my stool to get in the bed, but it's not necessary. It can be cute. Make my bedroom look real nice, but it's not necessary. And that's how I feel about the avocados and the steam treatments and all that other stuff. What is your opinion of the Moroccan oil brand? Specifically the Intense Hydrating Mask. Honey Bunny Kisses, I love your name. I haven't bought a hair product in years. I don't know what none of it is. I just don't buy it. I will say that if you're a kinky hair person like mine or kinkier, you need to stay away from gels and jellies. If you are a type 4 like me and you want to wear a wash and go, you need to know that although you're wearing that wash and go, your wash and go is going to be dry. And because your hair it may be pretty, but because it's dry, it's going to grow very slow, or if at all. So you just have to be cognizant of that. Our hair needs moisture. Do you consider Bantu knots a protective style? Yes, I do, Stephanie, because it's something that you're putting up and you're not touching. Anything that you can, any style that you can have that you can wear for weeks and not touch is a protective style. My hair is sometimes soft and I haven't put anything on it, and other times it's so dry and brittle. Why is that? Um, it's dry and brittle because it needs whatever you put on it to make it soft. That sometimes our hair tells you, our hair tells us when it needs something. And you can do, it may be something as simple as you shampooed more regular than you did in the past. You got hair color, because color makes our hair dry. Something in your regimen changed. The reason that your hair changed. Let's see. How do you moisturize with braids? The only way that I recommend moisturizing with braids is if you have cornrows that you have up under your wig. Other than that, you can't moisturize braids. That's why that is a protective style that I don't encourage my clients to get, unless it's temporary for a vacation or something. But if it's something you want to wear for an extended period of time, I don't recommend braids, especially if you're a kinky natural that's trying to grow your hair. Because the thing is, braids will grow your hair, but if your hair is dry in the braids, when you take the braids down, you tend to have breakage in the braids. If you take your hair down and you have all this thick hair at the roots, and the ends be really broken or thin, that's because you've experienced breakage. So although braids will help your hair grow, if your hair is dry in that 6 or 8 week period, sometimes even longer that you're wearing the braids, you have a strong chance of experiencing breakage or excessive shedding. What about apple cider vinegar wash? I don't do them. I feel like the only time you need apple cider vinegar rinse is if you've had a lot of product in your hair and a regular shampoo just won't take it out. Because the thing is, you have to be careful about using things that will strip your hair. If you're already dealing with your hair not holding on to moisture, when you use things like products with protein in it or apple cider vinegar, anything that's going to strip your hair, chances are you're losing everything. And with kinky hair, you never want to lose everything. There are good oils that need to remain on your hair. There are a lot of bad product, the nasty stuff that you've applied weeks before, that needs to go. But there are good oils in your hair follicle that you should keep. But when you use clarifying shampoos and apple cider vinegars and things of that nature, you strip your hair totally. And when you do that, it takes forever for your hair to gain that moisture back. I'm liking y'all questions. Y'all making me work. I like that. Y'all got some real questions. This was my new crowd. Does knowing your hair porosity matter? It depends, because depending on if you have low porosity hair, then your hair follicle is your cuticle is really, really tight, and it's hard to get products in. So when you have low porosity hair, you kind of need to know that, because you don't need to. Now that's when you don't use a lot of heavy products, because your follicle is already so tight and nothing's barely getting in there. So you need to use something that's going to open the cuticle up first, and then you can use a heavier product once the cuticles are open. But you got to know that. But with normal porosity levels and high porosity levels, no. The thicker the product, the better. Since I've got your moisturizing information and leaving my 4C hair alone, I'm seeing some growth. Good. That is good. I like to see that. When you work out, what should you use? Sometimes it feels like I be adding too much product because I sweat so much trying to keep moisture. Latessa, that's one of the problems with our dry hair. A lot of us don't use enough product. I tell my ladies who work out to make sure their hair is really good moisturized and tie it up. Tie all of the hair up and don't untie it until your hair is dry. If you sweat in your head, don't take the scarf off until your hair is completely dry. Because what happens is, if you take your scarf off or whatever you're using to tie your hair down and it's wet from a workout, it's just going to get big and frizzy, or your sweat is going to evaporate your product and your hair is going to become dry. If you leave your scarf on until your hair dries, then because the hair is laid so close to your scalp, it's going to hold on to some of that moisture as it dries. So I just recommend you keeping that hair tied down secure. And if you're sweating your head, leave it tied until your hair is dry. What other styles besides flat twists and 2 strands could I do without having to go to the salon? I guess it depends on what you know how to do, because there's a lot that you can do with your hair. YouTube and Instagram got so much out there. It's dry, but they got it out there. Whatever you feel comfortable wearing, as long as your hair is moisturized. I just mentioned rice water, Kathy. It's going to be in the replay. Conditioner, oil, and water equals leave-in, correct? Yes, but make sure, like I said, your water is the last ingredient and it doesn't overpower your conditioner and your oil. That's for a spray leave-in. Yeah. Do you think aloe vera juice dries your hair like water? It depends on the hair. It could. Aloe vera gel is good though. The aloe vera gel that comes in the plant, that's good. The juice is kind of different. I think you have to mix the juice with a conditioner or with a moisturizer, but it by itself, it depends on what your hair is and your hair's history. I've been natural 41 years, my entire life. My hair is thick, but it's not as long as I would like it to be. What am I doing wrong? You're probably not moisturizing it as you should. You're probably wearing it dry often. Or you could be shampooing too much. A lot of us shampoo too much. How do you know when your hair is lacking protein? The hair is natural due to being naturally dry. I don't know what that means. But I can tell you how to know when your hair needs protein. The thing is, our hair is protein. It's almost 100% protein. And what happens is, as we color our hair, as we shampoo our hair, oh, I said I got 2 minutes left. As we do things to our hair, over time, we weaken the hair. So when the hair becomes weak, it may start shedding a lot. It may start breaking. It just may feel weak and have no life in it. That's when you know you need more protein. When my clients come in and I see shedding that I didn't normally see, I tell them we need to do a protein treatment. If I see breakage, if I see thinning toward the ends, that's a sign that your hair has been shedding too much or breaking a lot. That's when you need a protein treatment. After color, you should always have a protein treatment. Anytime you've worn a style like box braids and you've had them in for 3 months, you need a protein treatment. Because over time, your hair being in those braids, connecting line hair dries our hair out. And if your hair was dry before the braids and you applied the connecting line hair and now it's even drier, over that 8 or 12 week span, your hair has become very, very dry. And you really need a protein treatment then. Instagram, I got 45 seconds and it's going to cut y'all off. So if you have a Facebook page, come on over to Facebook, because I typically would end it, but because they're asking such good questions, I'm going to stay on for maybe another 30 minutes. So if you have Facebook, come over to Facebook at Kinky Curly Beauty's Hair Studio, and I'll still be on live here for maybe another 30 minutes. Is there a shampoo that cleanses and moisture? No. And I know they sell the combo shampoo and conditioner. Girl, no. You're going to just be shampooing your hair. You're going to need a conditioner after that. There's no such thing as a combination, but I have 5 seconds. Thank you all for joining me if you don't have a Facebook, and I will see you all later. Thank you. Okay, my Instagram just ended. And do I want to share it to my... Okay, let me just download it. Oh, it said I couldn't. I ain't got enough. Okay, let me do this, y'all, right quick. Let me see. When you do a live, they hear you looking so crazy on the live. Like, I don't want to be just sitting on there with my mouth open like that. Natural hair sheds if it's too dry. Protein is not a moisturizer. That is correct, Tara. That is correct. That's what I say. Shampoo and conditioner leave-in moisturizer. What do you mean by consistency? Wanda, what I mean is, if you're having difficulty with keeping your hair moisturized, then you need, goodness, they making me look crazy. You need to have a regimen that's going to allow you to keep your hair moisturized at a scheduled time. Just say, for instance, your hair is very, very dry. When your hair is very, very dry, you need a protective style that you can moisturize and leave alone, or you need to be prepared to do something to your hair every day to put that moisture in your hair. So say, for instance, you don't like updos, you like two-strand twist, or you like your hair loose, then you're going to need to moisturize your hair every day for a certain period of time. And then once your hair learns to hold on to that moisture, you have to limit a lot of your shampooing. And once your hair learns to hold on to that, then you will move to your next phase. Your regimens change as your hair changes. So that's what consistency means. If you're suffering with dry hair, you shouldn't just be blow drying your hair and putting moisturizer on it one day a week. Your hair is going to need more than that. So you're going to have to be consistent with whatever the needs are. How do you feel about using Jericho products on natural hair? I think it's fine. But you can't use Jericho products with two-strand twist or with updos. But if you're wearing, like with my hair like this, I could wear the Jericho product and it would make my hair feel great. But as far as two-strand twist or flat twist or curls or anything like that, you're going to need the lock method. But yeah, I love Jericho products. What can you use on natural hair to make it shine? Oil. Never use spray. Aerosol sprays for like the sheen sprays. Don't use those because they have alcohol in them. And don't use grease because grease blocks moisture. Always use a really nice oil. What are the best oils to use, Dion? Mine. Girl, you think I'm going to say another oil when I have oil? The best oils to use are mine. I have young girls to come into the salon to get silk presses. Some have the puff ball and not dry in the hair and it becomes sour. Oh my God. I tell them to stop pulling wet hair up. What other products can I use to remove the sour smell without stripping the hair? I'm wondering what are they using? How often are they shampooing their hair? I've never heard of that before. I mean, not now as, I just don't know. You got me with that, Tara. Because they gotta have some type of buildup. Now there may be a time. The good thing with me, because my clients do what I ask them to do, I don't have a lot of issues like this. I really don't have issues like that because my clients really take heed to what I say. But in a situation like that, you're gonna have to use a clarifier because you gotta get all that out of there. But the thing with that is, once you use that clarifier, you got to be able to build that hair back up with the moisture that it needs. And when they're getting silk presses, I can't see them getting the moisture that they need with that silk press after a clarifier. But you would sound like to me that's when you need that clarifier. I know you said 2020 set you back, but I pray it set you up for a big win. We need more like you. Thank you so much, Nene. I believe it is, because when I tell you that although I haven't worked much since March, the Lord has been keeping me. He has been with me through this whole process, and I know that He will never leave me. So I'm not even concerned. I know that He's got me. So I'm believing that there's gonna be a big win, girl. I'm believing it. Can you moisturize your own braided hair without extensions? Will it stay moisturized? If you're not looking for it to stay neat, yes. That's why I recommend you doing that under your wig. Because the thing is, if you have cornrows, you can keep it moisturized easy, because you can just spray your moisturizer on there. You can even apply moisturizer, in your parts or whatever, and your oils. But it's not going to stay smooth. It's going to frizz, because our hair wants to kink up. It wants to curl. So as soon as moisture hits it, it's going to start frizzing up. It's going to start curling out of the braid, because it's going to go back to what it knows. So yes, you can do it, but I recommend you doing it for a wig and not to wear out, because it's going to frizz up. What type of protein treatment do you suggest? Silk? Nope. I only suggest Alpha-G. Alpha-G is the only protein treatment I suggest, unless you're wanting to use something that to help strengthen your curl. And for that, I always dog, it just skipped my mind. Olaplex. Olaplex is for when your curls have loosened and you want to try to tighten them back up. Now, once your curl is completely gone, there is no returning back to your curl. But if you just loosen your curl a little bit, just say you got a flat iron for the first time and you didn't lose your curls, but it loosened them. You can see that they're stretched more than they were before the flat iron. Then you can use Olaplex. But other than Olaplex, I'm always going to use Alpha-G. What shampoos and conditioner do you recommend about? Now, this is the only product that I will discuss. And I'm still not going to tell you a brand, but I will tell you that most natural shampoos do not work for our natural hair. Most of them don't. Most of them make our hair really hard, really stiff, really stripped. Most of them take everything out of our hair. So for that reason, I don't use natural shampoos. I like for my clients to use moisturizing shampoos. So no matter the brand, if it says moisturizing shampoo and your hair likes it, use it. And if they have a conditioner to go with it, use that too. Deep conditioners that contain silk amino acid considered protein, but that's not enough. Most of the time, if you need protein, if your hair needs protein, you need some shown up protein. And that's going to be in your Alpha-G treatment or your Olaplex. How often should I trim my ends? It depends on how you're wearing your hair and how often you're keeping your hair moisturized. If you're keeping your hair moisturized and you're keeping your ends tucked, you shouldn't need a trim often. I trim my ladies' hair maybe 3 times a year. The typical client gets their ends trimmed twice because I'm keeping their hair moisturized and it's always up in a protective style. So as long as your ends are moisturized and in clumps, they're going to stay healthy. Your ends get all raggedy and split because they're dry. And they're either touching your clothes or they're just free. And that causes them to break or to split because they're really, really dry. If you keep your ends moisturized and tucked, you won't need a trim often. I love when you do a double live on Facebook and Instagram. You're so talented. Stay multitasking. Thank you. What if your hair doesn't ever dry, tied up? Your response to the workout question. You should let it dry to the highest percentage possible. So say for instance, it only dries 75%. Then take it, if you're wearing 2-strand twists, take the twist down. Most of the time I tell my clients to pin theirs up and tie it up for their workout. If it only dries to 75%, take them down and then tie your scarf while they're down. And this is just to keep your roots from getting real fat. A lot of times if you have a lot of dense hair, it will take a long time to dry. But if you take them down and give your scalp that room to breathe and then tie it back up, it should complete the drying process. To follow up on the porosity question, how can you tell if your hair is low porosity? I think I saw that an indicator is water sitting on your hair in little water beads, or are there other indicators to watch out for? Yeah, because that doesn't necessarily mean that you have low porosity hair. A lot of times your shampoo or whatever type shampoo can make the water sit on top of your hair. But if your product, just say for instance, I have a section of hair here and I start putting product on it, and I'm kneading the hair and putting the product on my hair, but it's steady, just looking like it's sitting on the hair. And if I pull the strand out and I don't see that the strand is moisturized, but the product is just sitting on the strand, then you have low porosity hair. And that can be, you can fix that because you can do something to open up the strand. You can rinse your hair in very cold water, or you can spray a very cold product on your hair to open up the cuticle. And once you open up the cuticle, then you can put your product in the cuticle. But you have to be kind of quick with it. But any kind of, something warm, I'm sorry. Any kind of heat is going to open up your cuticle. And once you get that warmth on there, if you have a warm conditioner or a warm oil, put it on there, open the cuticle up, and then apply your product. I'm still over here messed up with this Instagram. Instagram, it just don't want to be my friend sometimes. I haven't had this thing added yet. I'm struggling over here. I'm going to get it on there though. I can't do that. What detangling method do you recommend? It depends on your hair. I always say, a lot of people tell you to start at the end and work your way up. I typically don't always do it like that. I rarely do it like that. I'll start at the end and then I'll go to the root. And when my comb stops, I take the comb out and then I go back in. And that's typically how I detangle. Once my comb stops, I don't force it through. I just go back in and I'll keep detangling until I can go through the hair. I love your web seminars and ebooks. They are really helping me. Thank you. Thank you, LaShawn. And I'm so glad you got them and you know how to keep them because you can. I need your hand in my head ASAP. I know you've been giving techniques on how to flat twist. I can't do it at all to my own hair. It takes practice. It does. Shrinkage and frizz is fine with me. That's what my hair wants to do. Exactly. That's why I don't do anything to elongate my client's hair. A lot of people want to know what I do to stretch my client's hair, and I don't stretch their hair. However it lays is how it lays. If they have tight curls, then their twists are going to be tight because their curls are tight. If they have bigger curls, their twists will hang a little bit. But however it lays is how it lays. What about the cholesterol after the protein treatment? Of course, you got to put your moisture back in because the protein makes your hair really, really hard and really, really dry. It doesn't have to be cholesterol, but you can go back in with a really, really good, hearty conditioner to put that moisture back in the hair. You're so welcome, Ursula. Do your oils help with hair growth? Yes, if you have a really good regimen to follow with the oil. Yes, they do. So should I avoid protein deep conditioners if I don't have damage or shedding? If you don't have an issue with dry hair, then you can keep using them. But if your hair is hard to moisturize, or if you have an issue keeping your hair moisturized, I don't suggest you use the protein deep conditioner, because that can be making your hair drier if you're suffering with dryness already. Can we purchase Olaplex? No, you can't. You have to be a professional to purchase Olaplex. But Apogee is just as good or better. I just always prefer the Olaplex for the tightening of the curl, but the Apogee works as well. Are you in Atlanta? Yes, I am. How can I get an appointment? I'm not accepting new clients right now. I have a wait list, but to be honest, I don't know when I'm going to get to the wait list because the pandemic has set me back. But thank you. Can you wash your hair while still in a twist set? You can, but I don't recommend it. You can. A lot of people do. How can you tell what type hair you have? That's a trick question, Rashana. In order to tell what type hair you have to the letter, you have to have completely natural hair, meaning no flat iron, no blow drying, no color, all of that. That's to know if you are a 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, 4C. But you can tell that I'm a type 4 even though I have color hair. Now I can tell you that my hair has never been in its natural color in my natural years of being natural. So I just know that I'm a type 4. I can truly say that I'm a type 4, but I can't truly say that I'm a A, B, or C because of my color. If I didn't have color, I could. And haven't had any history of flat ironing or blow drying, I could. But blow drying changes your curl pattern over time. Flat ironing changes your curl pattern over time. Color changes your curl pattern over time. And a lot of people feel like you're not natural if you color, but I want you to tell my hair that it's not natural because as soon as water hits it, it's definitely natural. Now the curl pattern may be a little different because I've always colored my hair. But I know that I'm a type 4 just because of the texture. But you would have to have nothing in your hair and no history of heat for real, unless you've done it maybe once in your lifetime and not 2 or 3 times a year. But it's really difficult to really tell your true type unless you're one of those who are just a true natural with none of that stuff going on. I work in the killer heat and sweat in my head a lot. Is it normal or okay to wash my hair like 2 or 3 times a week? Sherry, no. Okay, now, when you sweat in your head, is it sour like the other lady said about her client? I only recommend shampooing your hair often if your hair smells. If your hair doesn't smell, don't shampoo it. Because washing it often like that, your hair cannot hold moisture. It just will not. And shampooing it that often also can cause breakage. If your hair is not holding on to moisture, it can cause excessive shedding. If your hair is not holding on to moisture, because the thing is, when we shampoo our hair, it typically takes 2 or 3 days for our hair to start feeling back normal with the moisture in it. So if you're shampooing 2 or 3 days a week, you're not allowing your hair to get any moisture. You're putting it on and then you're shampooing it right back out. So, no. No, that's not normal at all, especially for a kinky natural if you're a kinky natural. Do you have a program to train and educate an educated individual on all what you know, the lock method to pass down what you know, for example, etc. Rashana, the certified program was on my list for November. I was going to have a grueling few weeks of nothing but education poured into these people who were going to be in my certified program. I had talked it over with my business coach, and we were going to come up with a plan for the certified program, but then the pandemic happened. So that's on my bucket list also, the certified program, because the thing is, I know that there aren't many people out there like me. And I don't gloat about that. I hate that there aren't a lot of us out there that know how to teach other people how to keep their hair healthy. So I want to be able to teach other people, but it takes time. And I got to have a synopsis out of this world, because like I said, in my next salon, I want everybody's hands to be my hands. I want you to be able to sit in girl number 3 or girl number 6 chair and not be able to tell that I didn't do it. So that is my goal, to have a lot of people learn how to do what I do. But this pandemic has showed out, girl. And then it really showed out when I got the coronavirus. I need your ebook. Ursula, you can go to... girl, where can you go? Oh, you can go to kinkycurlybeauty.com and click on the ebook link, and it will show you the ebooks. I also have a link for the webinars. Everything is $16.97. So I always recommend, now if you're someone who needs the book read to you, the ebook, I have the Back to the Basics ebook, and then I have the Back to the Basics Masterclass explaining the ebook. So if you like, you can get the Back to the Basics ebook for $16.97, and then you can purchase the masterclass and have the masterclass have me explain the book to you with the masterclass. So that's just up to you, but you can go to kinkycurlybeauty.com and click on the ebook tab. Thank you. I never understood how important the lock method was until tonight. I'm currently doing it now, and I actually feel. Wait a minute, I can't put. Okay, actually feel a difference. I will always use this method now. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Thank you, Renita. The thing is, that's typically all we need. And I see so much stuff on social media, and I know it's a business thing, because hundreds of thousands of, even millions of us who were once relaxer people are no longer wearing relaxers. So those businesses have to get their money back some type of way. So the people who once sold us the relaxers are now selling us the elongated creams, the jellies, the gels, all this stuff. So they got to make their money some way. So they're going to find a model or some type of social media guru, give them the product and say, hey, sell this for me. So you see all these people using the steamers, using the clays and all this type of stuff, because these people are trying to recover their money. But a lot of that stuff isn't necessary. All you need is the lock method and a protein treatment from time to time. The thing about the lock method is, because I keep my clients' hair moisturized, so they don't even need a lot of deep conditioners. I deep condition my clients maybe 2 or 3 times a year, because I keep their hair moisturized. So the thing is, when you give your hair what it needs, you rarely have to do anything else. You rarely, and that's the thing with natural hair. When I say that it's easy, I mean as far as what you need. When you come to my salon, you're going to see my cream, my leave-in, and my oil. I don't have any flat irons plugged up, any blow dryers, it's basically empty. Because that's all I use. I don't tell y'all one thing and then I go to the salon and do something different. That's all it is. So once you learn the lock method and you learn what works for your hair and you're consistent with it, your hair will give you the results you're looking for. But that's only if you don't have a history of damage. You know, if you're someone who's coming from years of blow drying for every style, or blow drying when you want your hair ends trimmed and things like that, then your hair has got to, you know, it has damage from that blow drying experience. A lot of people have heat damage and have never had their hair flat iron, but they were, you know, regular with the blow dryer. So when you have that type of history, then it's going to take some time for your hair to respond the way you want it. But if you don't have that history and you just didn't know how to keep your hair moisturized, you will feel the difference immediately, like you just did. Thank you for that, Renita. I've watched your YouTube since 2013. I can't stand that YouTube. I need to take all those videos down because I was just doing something for real back then. You used to do your hair in big twists in the bathroom. I sure did. I would get off work and go in my bathroom with my phone and just start doing my hair. I did. I look back at those videos now and I cringe. How can I color my gray hair without any chemicals? You cannot, Marie. You cannot. And I'm glad you said that because a lot of people think that henna isn't chemicals. The only henna that isn't a chemical is the regular brown henna. Any henna that's changing your hair orange or black or all these fancy colors, that's henna with a chemical. And henna makes your hair so very dry. I've had the hardest time getting my clients' hair over a henna situation than them just not moisturizing their hair at all. Hey, Marquenta, I miss you too. Are y'all being careful out there in West Palm Beach? I hope you all are. I think about you and Mimi all the time. I miss you too, girl. But there's no way. I have a lot of gray. I don't even do semis or demis in my salon because when you do those type temporary colors, because our hair needs so much moisture, they will fade very fast. So because of that, I don't do them because they won't last. I feel like you have to have a really good permanent color. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm feeling better too because I cannot stand to be sick. I can't stand it. How often to shampoo and condition? I recommend only 3 or 4 weeks, every 3 or 4 weeks, once a month. But if you can't, no more than twice a month. Do you have any tips for taking care of a baby's hair? New mom hair? Oh, I just recommend something very light. I don't even recommend using my oils on a baby until they've turned 1 because their scalps are so sensitive. Their hair is so sensitive. We don't want no crater cap caused by no oils and heavy products. So I just suggest a really light cream every now and then, not even a lot. Baby's hair don't need a lot. Now, once they turn 1, then you can start using the lock method on them, especially if they have kinky hair. If they have kinky hair, you can use the lock method on them once they become, you know, babies, toddlers. But while they're newborns, just something really light. Lord, I ain't did that Instagram yet. I'm going to. I will be purchasing everything Saturday. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, the certificate program is on my list. It's on my list. No brush, Marquenta. Nope. No brushes either. And I hate that because a person that I love sells brushes. But I really don't recommend them for us, especially for type 4 naturals. You really can't tell the difference if you're someone who wears wash and goes. But when you're someone who likes to wear a 2-strand set or flat twist updos, you notice the flyaways. And all flyaways is broken hair. And a lot of time that broken hair can come from a few things. It can come from your hair being excessively dry and breaking. It can come from you detangling your natural hair dry, and that's a no-no. Never detangle your hair dry. Or it can come from brushes. And most times the culprit is a brush and or excessive dryness. Oh, you're in Tampa. Okay, I thought you were in West Palm Beach with me. But either way, y'all be careful down there. Wow, I thought henna is natural and good for your hair. No. The only natural henna is brown. Any other color has a chemical added to it. Your YouTube videos are the foundation for your style of natural care. You are so right, Nene. Please don't take them down. You are getting new fans. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a confirmation too, because I've been thinking about that YouTube, honey, and every time I look at those videos, I'm like, ugh, I look a hot mess. I've been wearing my hair back in a ponytail in a bun. Is that healthy if I change the spot where I keep? And I was just gonna say that. Yes, that is fine. But make sure you move it around, because if you keep it in one spot, you tend to get breakage. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Y'all have been so good. I love to have people that, it is after 11 o'clock. See, this is what happens when people make me talk and get in the grind with this natural hair stuff, because I love it. I'm going to give y'all maybe 8 more minutes. My daughter is 14 years old. Her hair has always looked like broccoli top. Oh, beautiful tight curls. Her hair will not grow to her desired length. What can I do to her hair type? You need to keep her hair moisturized. And the thing is it, I'm not even gonna mess your name up, girl. The thing is, unfortunately, because her curls are so tiny and so tight, it would never get heavy enough for her hair to fall. It's gonna always be, stick out rather than fall. But the beautiful thing is, once you get your consistent regimen, it's going to hold moisture so well. And it can and will grow, but because the curls are so tiny, she's going to always have a lot of shrinkage. But you just need to get, find out whatever the style is she likes to wear and keep her hair moisturized in that style. Thanks for the insight on the brush. My baby has flyaways and broken pieces of hair. Yep, Latoya, is probably from a brush. Especially if you keep her hair moisturized, it's more than likely the brush. I make my own products, Rashana, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the live. I have finally worked with a chemist, and now I'm in the manufacturing stage. So they will be available in the fall. How can I purchase your products? Right now, all I have are my ebooks, my webinar replays, and my oils. You can purchase all of that from my website. You can go to kinkycurlybeauty.com for the ebooks and the webinar replays. And you can go to kinkycurlybeauty.org to purchase the oils. I will have pre-ordering start on Saturday, midnight Eastern time. And I'm going to also do a new round of how to moisture your hair properly live webinars. I haven't got my date set yet, but look forward to seeing me post about the live classes that are coming up. I'm going to do a live moisturizing class and some other kind of live, but they're coming up soon. I wish I found your page sooner when I first became a new natural. I have spent so much money on products because I thought I needed them when I didn't. I'm speaking it into existence that I will be able to meet you. I can't tell you. You can't tell me I'm not a client already. Thank you, Shara. And the thing is, I always tell my client, if the person you're watching hair doesn't look like yours, only watch for entertainment. Do not watch to be educated or to get a style recommendation, because chances are, if the model's hair doesn't look like yours, your hair is not going to look anything like her hair. Your hair won't even respond to the product she's using like her hair responds. So I won't tell you not to look at someone whose hair is different from yours, but I will tell you to just only allow it to be entertainment. Don't look for any type of instructions from anyone who doesn't have hair like yours. That's why I cater to the kinky girl. I have type 3 ladies, but I really pay special attention to my type 4 ladies, because nobody does. When you see these products being marketed out here on social media, you're going to see a loose curl girl, or if she's type 4, she's got fine type 4 hair and it still hangs and it's beautiful. You're not going to see somebody like us advertising a product. They never choose us because our hair is work. So for that reason, I went to a hair show a few years ago, and it was my first hair show here in Atlanta. It was a hair expo. And I thought that I was going to come in the hair expo and see models like me everywhere. Well, when I got there, I saw models, but they didn't look like me. They were the type 3 curly girls with the loose curls and the beautiful wash and goes, or if they were like me, they were flat ironing their hair. So I was thinking, isn't that something? Now, and I'm looking around the crowd. Most of the women in there look like me, with hair like me, but the models all had this mixed chick hair. So I was insulted out, and I left feeling like, why can't they use us as models? What's wrong with our hair that we can't be used as models? So I just spoke out in the air, and I said, if I open up another salon, I'm going to do kinky natural hair, and kinky natural hair will be my focus. And that's where my name came from, and that's why I welcome all of my type 4 ladies with welcoming arms as soon as they come in, because I know that when we go to a salon, they're looking at us like, what you want us to do? I can flat iron it. I can put some rods in it, but they're not going to try to style it. They're trying to figure out a way to get rid of the kink. But me, when you come into my salon, I greet your kinky hair with open arms, because I love our kinky hair for the simple reason that so many don't. And so many of us don't. And that's the hurting thing, that there are women like me with this hair who hides it, or they just don't like it. And they're going to always recommend you either cut it or flat iron it. So for that reason, I love it. I embrace it. And I really try to instill it in my clients to embrace their kinky hair. We are beautiful people, even with our kinky hair. In spite of our kinky hair, we are beautiful people. So, it makes me want to even, brag on us even the more, because so many people don't. Because like I said, whenever you see our hair, the next step is flat iron or braids or a wig or something. It's rare that you're going to see our kinky hair in its beauty being styled. So I make sure that I do it. And I advertise it all the time. And I express my love for it all the time, because so many of us don't. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. The thing about me, I'm so not a social media person. I know I share a lot. A lot of times my assistant is the one that's posted, not me. But I'm so not a social media person. And I think, whenever I look at other people's lives, they're always saying, make sure you share, make sure you give me hearts. And I never do that, because I never remember to do it, number one. And because I don't really know the politics of social media. But I'm on here because it's a part of the business. How often should you move it, Marquenta? Maybe once a week. If you're wearing it week after week, once a week. Let's see. Thank you. She hated so short. I think the short styles are cute, but she's 14 and one. And that is totally understandable. Does she like crochet braids? Because like I said, if her hair is really short, she needs moisture. That's the only way that her hair is going to grow. And I know being a teenager, she wants the hair that she sees. But if you moisturize, if you put her hair in a style where she can keep it moisturized instead of always being so dry, it will grow because she's young and she's healthy. Young people are so much more healthier than us grown folk. So if she keeps her hair moisturized, it will grow, and it will grow really, really well. Please add me to your IG. Cuba, is it Cuba Box? I was just too excited that day. I'm so sorry. Nene, is you the one that I fussed at about clowning on me for the webinar? Baby, let me tell y'all about Nene. Let me tell y'all about Nene. Nene is a whole somebody. You hear me? I did a webinar. And the thing is, if I'm on the webinar, I don't know what's going on the social media sites. Well, I started the webinar and Nene couldn't get in. I don't know what happened, but Nene could not get in. Baby, when I tell you Nene went off on me on Instagram. And I was seeing the stuff come up on my phone, and I was like, and I told the class, I said, y'all, hold on a minute. I got a person who can't get in. So I started seeing all this crazy stuff she was writing on Instagram. I was like, wait a minute. I don't like that now. So the women in my class were going back to the Instagram trying to see what her problem was and to get her back to get her in the class. Baby, she was even going off on them. And I can laugh at it now, but in that moment, I was feeling some type of way. So immediately after the class, I went on Instagram and I read all of her stuff, and I was like, has this lady lost her mind? So and she had emailed my assistant, but my assistant is with me with the class. So, I don't have a team. It's just me and my assistant. So my assistant is reading the comments and stuff as I'm doing the class. So neither of us are manning the social media sites. So when I go and I see all this stuff she typed, I told my assistant, I said, email her right now and tell her you're refunding her money. And I blocked her. I said, this lady, I'm not that type of person. I have so much integrity, y'all. I tell my clients all the time, I will never try to get over on you in any kind of way. I'm never going to overcharge for something that I know I have a certain fee for, because that's how you block your blessings. And God has been too good to me for me to try to get over on anybody. But that day, baby, Nene had to go. But I knew that she was also following me on my Facebook page. So because it didn't happen on my Facebook page and she had never done anything, out of the way on my Facebook page, I allowed her to stay on the Facebook page. But the thing about me, if I tell you something, you can take it to the bank. I'm not gonna give you any type of information then change my mind on it. So when I blocked her that day, I meant she was blocked, because you can only skin me one time. You're not gonna skin me twice. You're not gonna skin me twice. And baby, the way Nene went off on that post, and just think, my class was 2 hours. So she had 2 whole hours to cut up on that Instagram post. Baby, because I'm a professional and I don't cuss out folk I don't know, I said, okay, to make it, you know, a done deal, I'm going to send you your money back. But she could have had access to the replays and watched the replays, although she didn't get in. But no, ma'am. What we going to do, we going to send you your money back, and we going to get you off my Instagram page, because that's your first and last time going off on me like that on Instagram. And I've been talking to Nene all night and didn't realize this was her I'm talking to. Nene, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you because you realized that you were wrong and you didn't just say forget her. Because I'm here to educate you. Although I didn't like what you did on Instagram, I know you still want to learn. That's why I didn't get rid of you on Facebook, because you didn't do anything on Facebook. You did that on Instagram. So I just made sure you couldn't come on Instagram and show out on me again. But I love you, girl. I still love you. I love you with the love of the Lord all day long. But I just couldn't chance you going off on me like that no more. And your apology is accepted. It is. It is. I don't hold grudges. Okay. No, she, it's not looking good now. The thing is, I just felt like it was best for both of us to save me from saying something that I regret. Also, I just wanted it to be a business deal that ended, and we didn't have to end on bad terms, which is why I left her on Facebook. But I couldn't chance that happening no more. Yes, my Quinta, did she go up on me? She did. She went off on me, but I love you, girl. I do. Okay, y'all. I have thoroughly enjoyed y'all tonight. I love going live, but I love it even more when I have people who are wanting to know the information and are engaging with me. I thank you all so very much. I will have this added as a replay. But thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, it's really fine, Nene. And when I say I love you, girl, I really mean it. I really do. It is okay. Like I said, I left you here because I wanted you to still get the information. I just didn't like how that went down on Instagram. So I needed to remove you from me. But I love you, and you're always welcome here. And whatever you need to know, I'm here for you. And I mean that. You ladies have a great night. And if I have time, I may come back this weekend. But I've got a lot of stuff to do because, like I said, the orders are going on. The orders are going on pre-order for the oils on Saturday. And I know I have a lot of oils that I need to be getting together. My daughters are going to come to assist me in another week or so. But for the time being, it's just me. Because my assistant is also in Alabama. I'm here in Georgia by myself. So I've got a lot of work to do with the oils, but hopefully I will see you all this weekend. Thank you, and have a great night.